"You're ungrateful," her father said. Olivia didn't answer. She opened her laptop. The blue light flickered against her face. The mouse clicked once, sharp as breath. Her coffee had gone cold hours ago. One tab showed her bank account, another the list of auto pays she'd been running for years. Rent, power, water, tuition, even Netflix. Every line felt like a leash she'd tied around her own neck. She hovered over the first one. Utilities, Harper Residence. Click. Then another. Click. The sound was tiny, but it filled the room like thunder. In the corner, her phone buzzed again, his voice still echoing from earlier. "You're always so dramatic, Olivia. Just don't come if it's going to be like that." She hadn't replied then. She wouldn't now. Outside, rain hit the window hard. The kind of November rain that blurred the whole street into gray noise. Inside, she could hear her own breathing. Slow, controlled, every click steadier than the last. When she reached the joint credit card, her brother's, she paused. His name beside hers. For years he'd called it their card. She clicked close account. The bank page blinked, confirming it was done. Her hands didn't shake. Her face didn't move. But inside, something she didn't even have words for cracked open. Not pain, not anger, just space. Empty space. The clock hit 11:43. She closed her laptop. The room went dark except for the digital clock glow. Her reflection in the black screen looked calmer than she expected, like someone who'd finally stopped trying to explain herself. The phone buzzed again, her father calling back. She turned it face down on the table. Then she sat there, listening to the hum of the refrigerator and the rain against the glass, realizing how loud peace could sound when you stopped apologizing for it. Somewhere in that silence, she smiled, small, tired, but real. By morning, the messages had started. "Internet's down. You pay it this month?" Her brother wrote at 8:12. She saw the preview, didn't open it. The three dots pulsed for a minute, then stopped. The office printer jammed again. Same grinding noise, same smell of warm paper. She fixed it automatically, fingers moving on habit. No one noticed. That was fine. Her desk looked unchanged. Neat stacks, half a cup of green tea, the hum of fluorescent light. But inside, something clicked off, quiet as a switch she didn't mean to flip. By lunch, another text. "Dad's freaking out. Power company says they didn't get payment." She muted the thread. One swipe, total silence. Her coworker, Dana, leaned over. "You good? You look lighter today." Olivia smiled a little. "Yeah, just slept better, I guess." Dana nodded, already distracted by a call. The moment passed. At 3, her father called again, 6 times in a row. She watched the screen light up each time, her name still saved on his phone as Liv Bills. The absurdity made her laugh under her breath. A quiet, single sound, gone before anyone noticed. When she got home that evening, her apartment felt different. Colder, quieter, but in a way that made sense. She cooked pasta, ate standing by the counter, scrolled through nothing. The silence wasn't heavy. It was clean. Another message came in. "Why are you ignoring us?" She set the phone down next to the sink. Didn't touch it again. Outside, streetlights flickered through rain. Inside, her laptop still sat on the table from last night. Closed, quiet, but waiting. She ran her hand over the closed laptop, slow, almost gentle, not regret, just testing if the world still answered back. Then she turned off the lights, leaving only the glow from the window. Her phone buzzed one more time, screen lighting the room for a second before going dark again. She watched the glow fade. It looked almost like a heartbeat, one that finally wasn't hers to keep alive. The next morning, she woke up to quiet that felt heavier than usual. No notifications, no blinking dots, no noise. Just still air and the faint hum from the radiator. For a second, she almost reached for her phone, then stopped halfway. Habit could feel like gravity. She made coffee slowly, waiting for the sound of the machine to fill the space. The smell brought a kind of focus. Steam curled up like breath in cold air. She sat by the window, watching people rush to work below. None of them looked like they owed anyone anything. Her email pinged, not from family this time, but from the bank. Account closure confirmation. She exhaled, long and steady. That was the last tie. Around noon, Dana texted, "Drinks after work? You in?" Olivia typed sure before thinking. It had been months since she'd said yes to anything spontaneous. The decision felt small but seismic. By late afternoon, her brother's name appeared again on the muted list, 20 unread messages stacked like noise she refused to hear. The most recent one read, "They're saying they'll shut off water next." She locked the screen without opening it. Then she did something she hadn't planned. She scrolled to the top of the thread. Years of messages, requests, guilt wrapped as jokes, casual demands written like routine. Her thumb hovered for a moment. Then she tapped delete thread. No warning, no hesitation. Just gone. It was quiet after that. Not peaceful, not yet, but honest. She sat back and felt the tension in her shoulders drop by half an inch. For the first time, she realized how much of her body had been holding them up. Outside, the rain had stopped. Late sun cut through the blinds, painting her kitchen gold. She looked at it for a long time, that rare kind of light that makes things look forgiven. Her phone buzzed once more, vibration against the table. She didn't even glance at it. Somewhere behind that stillness, something in her shifted for good. 3 days later, the call stopped. Not because things got better, because they ran out of ways to ask. Olivia noticed the silence, but didn't trust it. She kept her phone face down on the counter, the charging cord coiled beside it like something that used to matter. Outside, a delivery truck rumbled past, shaking her window a little. She didn't move. The world was still spinning fine without her help. That evening, she met Dana and a few coworkers at a small bar near the waterfront. Warm light, cheap beer, laughter that came easily. She hadn't realized how loud joy could be. For years, she'd been too busy fixing someone else's mess to hear it. When her phone buzzed again, faint vibration against the table, she ignored it. Dana caught the glance. "Work?" Olivia shook her head. "Old noise." "Then don't answer." "I won't." Later, walking home, the air smelled like wet asphalt and cinnamon from a cafe still open. Her phone vibrated again, this time a voicemail. She almost deleted it unread, but paused, thumb hovering. Then, curiosity won. Her father's voice was slower than usual, the bravado gone. "Liv, they said power won't be back till we pay the balance. I don't know what happened with your card. Just call me, okay?" She stood there under a streetlight, the city hum folding around her. The sound of his voice didn't sting. It just felt distant, like hearing an old recording. She didn't replay it, just deleted it. By the time she reached her apartment, the night had gone still again. Inside, the only light came from the fireplace video looping on her TV, fake flames moving in quiet rhythm. She sat on the floor, legs folded, watching the screen flicker. Somewhere far away, a house sat dark because of her. But here, the warmth finally belonged to her alone. Her phone buzzed once more. She turned it over, unplugged the charger, and set it aside. No messages left unread. No one left to explain herself to. Christmas morning came quiet and slow. Snow covered the street outside her apartment like static on an old screen. Olivia woke without an alarm. No calls, no reminders, no guilt waiting in her notifications. Just the still hum of the heater and the soft creak of floorboards when she walked barefoot to the kitchen. She made cocoa instead of coffee. Too sweet, but it felt right. Her phone sat on the table, screen dark, dusted with a thin layer of flour from baking the night before. For a long moment, she just looked at it. There were missed calls again, dozens of them. Her father, her brother, unknown numbers that probably meant the same. She unlocked the phone, not to answer, just to see. The screen lit her face pale blue. She scrolled once, then tapped select all. Delete. Click. That small sound echoed louder than any argument they'd ever had. In the fireplace, logs cracked softly, a rhythm that filled the silence. Her friends moved around behind her, someone laughing, someone pouring coffee, a guitar tuning out of key. The air was warm. No pressure, no demands. She checked her account one last time, clean, balanced, her name alone. For the first time in 10 years, it looked like hers again. She closed the app. One soft click, the same sound that had started it all. Outside, a car alarm went off somewhere, sharp and distant, then faded into nothing. The world carried on, perfectly fine without her doing anything. She picked up her phone, turned it face down on the table. That tiny motion felt like sealing a letter she'd never sent. Her friends called from the living room, asking if she wanted to join them for a walk. She smiled, grabbed her coat. At the door, she paused, looked once at the silent phone, then at the snow falling steady outside. The air felt clean, almost kind. She closed the door behind her. Click.